Fire 4 veg, fire 2 meat.
No.
We fire 2 meats.
Yes, chef.
You're on the food truck, right?
Fired. The fast-paced, high-stress game of running a top restaurant is captured in Nose to Tail. Toronto's own Abrams stars in the indie food flick, and
he joins us live this morning to show us his skills in the kitchen that were very believable. We loved this film, and I have to say you are loathable in it, but also lovable in that we're rooting for you the entire time. So why did you want to sink your teeth into this role, pun intended?
Well, just for that reason. I think chefs, it's an incredible world that we see so many, film and television about that world because these chefs are artists, but they're really troubled, and I think just the stress of the job leads them to be, pretty prickly people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we talk about the glamour of it. I mean, these star chefs and everything, but boy, oh boy, the pressure of day in, day out, trying to put great meals together, it must catch up.
Yeah, I mean, and the hours, and it's sort of all on one guy's shoulders. I was trained by this great chef named Nathan Campbell, and he wasn't as prickly as I was, obviously, but he really showed me the ropes and about how to, he told me so many stories about chefs he'd work with, people who threw knives and people who were just like yelling and screaming. There's a scene in the movie where I go into a freezer and just lose it, and that's all stuff that like really happens on the daily basis, just due to stress of the job.
Yeah, it truly is. It reaches that boiling point because it's the pressures of staying afloat in such a competitive industry. So talk to us a little bit about the filming in Toronto, because you're from Toronto.
That's right.
So did you enjoy being back, first of all? And what are your favorite go-to spots when you're here?
Oh, I mean, one of the nice things about I live in Los Angeles now and coming back is there's always something new in Toronto. There's always some sort of new great place. I think the last place I went to that was great was Pianos.
Nice, yeah.
But, I like all the staples. Chironi's, we talked about, Kosong Road, and then, but like there's so many Ethiopian and Thai places. Like that's the great thing about Toronto is how multicultural it is, and there's just a great cuisine from all over the world. You can't get that really in so many other cities.
But look, I asked if you cooked. You said not so much, but you're doing a good job faking it here too.
Look. So right now we're going to start off the day with a little scallop pastas, nothing like that for breakfast, right?
Okay, yeah.
This is our lunch, by the way.
Yeah, we're good. So we seared both of these. We're going to put these over here. We're going to get the rest of it.
2 scallops.
That's right.
Now, Chef Nathan Campbell is actually watching right now from Amano Pasta. So what sorts of things, how would he guide you? What would he say?
He's going to come in and critique soon. So
he would lie and say I'm doing great because he's very supportive, but inside I'm sure he's killing himself. So we put some mushrooms, some sun-dried tomatoes, and some bacon in here. We're going to put
and you can't go wrong with any of those.
White wine.
Good job, Chef.
I had this much before the thing started.
The Galloping Gourmet is here now.
That's basically just for show. Just get a little steam going, a little sizzle.
Did you find after doing this movie you have a new appreciation for the chefs? Like, as much as this character was unlikable at times, but can you see how they end up there?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it was like, this is a world. I mean, I was always I like to eat. We all like to eat, right? So that world was always something I didn't know how to do at all. And so to be a part of that world, I mean, the amount of training that it just takes to get to a spot where you have your own restaurant is so immense. And then once you have it, it's like that's where the work really begins. So it's just, I mean, it's a never-ending job.
Well, we as the audience, we feel for you, and we're rooting for you the entire time.
And hoping you'll change.
Right. Even though you're very intense.
You just missed.
Oh, no.
Hang on, let me get that for you.
Got greedy.
Chef, I think this is the time you come in now.
5-second rule, that is an official chef rule.
Clean up.
Hang on.
That's why in the movie I get like 5-6 takes to do like one good flip.
The pro is here now.
That happened. Okay,
More wrists? More wrists? Is that what it is?
Well, there we go. That's how you do it.
Now he's just showing off.
No second takes here. You know what I'm saying, Chef? We're not on.
It was impressive.
We're not,
right?
we're not
So we were going to ask what you thought of his performance, but
I may or may not have thought of firing him 7 times. No, he was absolutely awesome on set. He really just took reign of the performance and like really sort of
thank you.
Paying true to what the stresses are and everything like that. And it's not every story of every single chef, but it is sort of something that we hear YouTube stories and all that sort of stuff about the mental health and the stress and the rigors of on the body. And Aaron absolutely killed it. there's a reason why I didn't have pasta
Like
on the day.
he killed this, right?
And I love it. It also talks about the new pressures with chefs, with bloggers out there, and all the food trucks. It really makes you think. And you know, Chocolat made me want chocolate while watching that movie. This made me want to go out and support my local restaurant.
Awesome.
Is that what you hope people get out of this?
Absolutely, and it's the idea that you know, they're not all bad, as we hear from so many really bad stories. That there's a lot of really good chefs out there who make amazing food on a daily basis, and just go out and support and be good for them.
And not just local restaurants, but local films and sort of these. This is the kind of film that you know, we were saying, like the director sort of just like rubbed two nickels together to make it. And as much as I like Marvel movies, as much as the next guy, I sort of miss that. You know, these Cassavetes or Kevin Smith or whatever that was sort of these indie movies that have. We can feel the filmmaker's passion, where it's like he's really risking a lot by making this movie. So going out and supporting that and that kind of feeling you get from watching a movie, it's really great. So, I mean, hopefully that's something the audience gets from this movie as well.
And you did an amazing job carrying it, along with the rest of the cast.
Better than this, hopefully.
We're just going to edit this one out, okay? This didn't happen at all.
We're thanking Chef Nathan Campbell for his help preparing these dishes. Make sure you go check out his restaurant. It is called Amano Pasta. Also, we've got your chance to win a dinner for two at Amano Kitchen, plus passes to see Nose to Tail.
Dinner and a date, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. And all you got to do is enter to win at breakfasttelevision.ca. Click on contest. Hit up daily prizing, and don't forget Nose to Tail is in select theaters on Friday. More on BT coming up after the break. Can we try that now?
Let's
well, maybe
clean
not the
up.
pasta part. The scallops look delicious, Chef.
Yeah.
More coming up.